Hi, and welcome to the goal setting webinar. My name is Tamara Small. I'm your presenter today, and I'm the founder of Happiness Now. I'm also a career coach and hypnotherapist. I'm board certified clinical hypnotist. I also possess a Master's of Arts in Higher Education and a Bachelor's of Arts in Spanish. A little bit about Happiness Now. Happiness Now was developed to help individuals find happiness in the present moment, no matter what is or is not happening in their life. So many times we wait to be happy. We wait until we get that promotion. We wait until we get married or have that child or get that raise or until I lose weight or until I quit smoking. We're always waiting. So we're here to help you find happiness in life today. Our webinar today is going to go over goal setting and how you can maximize your success in reaching your goals. Now, there are different types of goals. There are personal goals. Maybe you want to eat more fruits and vegetables, or professional goals like becoming a politician or getting that corner office or getting that promotion. But no matter what your goals are, the tips that I'm going to give you today are going to help you to be more likely to achieve those goals. But why do we even set goals? Well, have you ever been to the grocery store without a shopping list, your goal list? What happens? Well, as you can see in this shopping cart, you tend to buy things maybe you don't need or want, like a big old bag of potato chips, soda. You end up maybe many times going all different aisles. Maybe you're at aisle 1, then you have to go back to aisle 22. And perhaps you actually forget the items that you actually went there. Maybe you needed eggs and you don't even remember to pick up the eggs. So when you don't write down your goals or set down your goals, a lot of times it can hurt you. So if you do, there is magic in writing down your goals. So if you're going to the store and you have a shopping list and you have eggs, milk, apples, and breads written on it, what's going to happen is it's more likely going to happen that you're going to reach that goal of getting those items. You're going to be more efficient because you know what you're looking for. You can go down the aisles and look at your list and see if they're in that aisle. You can track your achievements. Okay, I picked up the milk. Here we go. And you can be more focused. You know what you're there for and you know what you want to purchase. And that's similar with your goals. So you want to write your goals down. And how you write them down is up to you. You could use a notebook, an Excel sheet, or you can use a dry erase board. I'm going to talk about in a moment how I love to hike. And you'll see the notepad on the left. I have a planner like that. That's a calendar. And so on Saturday, I'll put hike Viejas Mountain. And I'll write down my goals in the different books. But it's up to you what system's going to work best for you. If it was something dealing with a budget, so the Excel sheet might be better. Maybe you want to pay off some credit cards. You can use an Excel sheet that will tally it, and you can use different formulas. Every time you make a payment, it subtracts what your balance is, and you can see that go down. Or maybe you want to pay off your car. Maybe you want to use a dry erase board because you can erase it, you can highlight it, it's not permanent. Maybe you want to make adjustments all throughout the year. It's up to you what you'd like to do there. Step 2 of achieving your goals is take a personal inventory. As I mentioned, I love to hike. It's something that I try to do weekly. And as the year has progressed, I try to do more difficult hikes. And what I first had to do was take a self-assessment. What are my skills? If I want to do a 12-mile hike, or I want to do a hike that has lots of high elevation, am I capable? Do I need to train? Are there any classes I need to take? Do I need any necessary tools? Like, do I need a special backpack? How am I going to hold my water? What about resources? Do I need any books or apps? Are there some people I should talk to? And that's what I've done is I talk to experienced hikers. Okay, this is what I'm going to hike. What do you think? What do I need? So thinking about your goal, you want to take personal inventory and find out where you are today and where you want to be and what do you need to get there. Next, step 3 is work towards your goal. And I'm going to talk about tips to be successful. Now, this mountain is Viejas Mountain. This is actually a mountain that I hiked a week or so ago. And looking at the big picture, it looks quite overwhelming. It's beautiful. But if you think about climbing that mountain, when looking at this picture, you may think, oh my gosh, that's quite a big mountain. And you want to have that big goal. You want to write it down. So I mentioned in that book, I'll write down, hike Viejas Mountain. But in order to be successful, we've got some tips. First is to chunk that goal down into smaller. Take that big goal, the big picture of hiking the mountain, and break it up into chunks. So instead of thinking, wow, I'm going to hike that huge mountain, say, okay, I'm going to track it by half miles. I can walk a half mile. That's simple. I do half miles every day. I walk usually a mile each day with my dog. So half mile, that's no big deal. So I'll say, okay, I've done one half mile. I've done a second half mile until I get to the top of that mountain. Then you want to track your progress. So for me, since I'm on hiking trails, generally I'll track what the mileage is. I'll look at the time. Need to know how long is it going to take me. If it took me 20 minutes to go a quarter of a mile, then I can guesstimate how long it's going to take me to go further. But you want to track your progress. Depending on your goal, you might use an Excel sheet. You might use the notepad. You might use the dry erase board. It's dependent on your goal what system you will use to track. Then you want to expect things won't go perfectly. Life never does. And what I find is sometimes when people reach obstacles, they give up on their goal and they just quit. But if you expect them, you're less likely to quit. So if I'm hiking up this mountain and I come to a body of water, I'm just going to have to get wet and cross that water, or I'm going to have to take a detour. But you don't want to give up. And I was talking to an individual the other day, and she asked, well, Tamara, what do I do if I get there and I just want to give up? So when I get a setback, I just give up. And I say, well, think about it. I used to live in Indiana, and we used to take road trips to Florida. And the road trips would take between 12 and 14 hours, or 12, 14, 16 hours. I said, imagine you're going to take a road trip. You get an atlas, you figure out how long it's going to take, you're going to Disney World, you've got it all planned. But you think ahead of time, you know what? It's highly probable we're going to run into a roadblock, an obstacle. It's likely something will come up. But we're expecting that probably something will come up because that's a long drive, a lot of mileage, and it's life. Things always happen. Would you turn around if you come to the detour? Let's say there's a detour halfway through. Would you just follow the detour and it'll take you a little bit longer, or would you just give up, turn around, and go home? Well, I don't think many people would turn around and go home if they ran into a little detour. They would take the detour, spend a little extra time, and then instead of getting to their destination, let's say in 14 hours, they get into 15 or 16 hours. Even if it was a couple more hours, you know that your goal was to go to Florida and go to Disney World. So if you expect them, they won't be as traumatizing. Then, when things get tough, remember the why. So if I'm hiking up that mountain, I've come across water, I've had to get my feet have had to get wet, maybe I'm getting tired because it's getting a little steep. Why am I waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go hike this massive mountain? Well, my why is I love being on the top of a beautiful mountain. It's so peaceful, it's so calming, and just being able to look across the land. There's something magical about it. I grew up in Indiana, which is really flat with lots of cornfields. So being on the top of a mountain in Southern California, there's just something amazing about it. So if things get tough for you, remember, why did you originally set this goal? What was it about this goal that made you want to accomplish it? Then you want to develop a support system. Now, I could probably climb that mountain on my own. It's possible. But it just makes things a little more challenging. So for me, what I do is I develop a support system. I go with hiking groups. People, some are more experienced than me, some are less. Some are hike faster than me, some hike slower. But it helps me to stay active. It helps me to finish that goal. And we encourage one another. Hey, you can do this. You've got this. You've already completed one more mile, or maybe you just have a mile left to go. So you want to develop a support system for you, but you want to make sure you develop the right support system. If a goal of yours is to quit smoking and you try to ask a bunch of smokers to help support you and quit smoking, that may not work. So you would want to find somebody who's probably a non-smoker who'd support you in that goal. Next, you want to imagine you already have attained your goal. So think about it. How do you feel now that you've obtained it? How has it affected your life? What positive changes occurred because of this? And how has it affected the people around you as if you already have it? Because your brain doesn't know whether it's true that you've done it or you haven't done it. So you want to visualize already being on the top of that mountain. The breeze, the people that would be around you, the feeling of accomplishment of having hiked up that great mountain. Step 4 is your goal. And this is me on the top of that mountain. There were 3 different peaks we hiked, and then we celebrated. And you want to celebrate not only the major goal that you attained, but also the fact of the little milestones, those quarter or half milestones. But then when you get at the top, when you reach that goal, celebrate, because you've done such a great accomplishment. So you want to determine what is your goal, because you need something to focus on. Remember that shopping experience. Think about it. How much more effective are you when you have a shopping list when you go to the grocery store, which is a goals list, versus not? So you want to make sure, determine your goal. Write it down. This could be the old school pen and paper. It could be in your smartphone, your smart device. It could be any way that'll help you to have that goal documented. You want to get organized and do a self-assessment and find out what tools or resources may you need. Find supporters, find people who are going to support you through this journey. Expect there will be some setbacks. So when they are, you're not so affected by them. Celebrate the small wins and the big ones too. And visualize you've already attained the goal. Now it's your turn. We are going to do a brief little visualization. And so what I want you to do, and you want to make sure in a safe place, so if you're driving, pause here and wait until you get home or into a safe place. So pick a place that you can get comfortable and relaxed. It could be in a chair. It could be in your bed. Pick a place that is very comfortable. And take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. Now I want you to imagine you're in your favorite place. For some, that may be a beach in Hawaii. For others, that may be nestled in your bed under your down comforter. For another, it may be at the dog park with your favorite little pooch. Whatever that favorite place is for you, go ahead and go to that now. And feel that joy, feel that how that feels to be in that favorite place. And then I want you to imagine there is a door and a room next to you. And in a moment, I'm going to have you go into that room. And in that room is a beautiful movie theater made just for you. So go ahead and go into that room and find that movie seat that's made just for you. And on that screen in front of you, I want you to, in big, bold, bright colors, show what it would be like to have attained that goal that you had in mind. For me, it was climbing that mountain. So plan that movie, exactly what it would be like having that goal. What would you look like? What would you feel? Who would be with you? What would your life be like having attained that goal? And once you have it on that screen in big, bold, bright colors, I want you to float up into that movie theater, into that movie screen, and feel what it feels like to be there, to have it. Experience all that it has to offer. Once you've done that, I want you to float back down to your seat. We're going to come back out to your favorite place. And I want you to take a moment to go within. And you're going to ask a question. This could be to your subconscious. Some people may say they talk to their higher self. Others, it may be to angels, it may be to Jesus, it may be to God. Whoever it is for you, what I want you to do is ask that individual or being, what do you need to know today to help you accomplish that goal? What is any advice that they could give you today to help you accomplish that goal? Okay. Once you've got that answer, I want you to go ahead and open your eyes and come back to the room, having that feeling of how great it is to have accomplished that goal. Well, we're at the end of our webinar. I want to let you know how to contact us. Again, it's Happiness Now. My name is Tamara Small. If you want to look at our website, it's tamaraonhappinessnow.com. You can also email us or give us a call. You can like us on Facebook. I post lots of blogs and events on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/thedayIsToday. It was great having you today, and I wish you all the best of luck in all of your goals.